Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the ESC Harry channel.
Whoa. What are you doing?
I'm doing the intro.
But it's my channel.
But I'm doing the intro.
The channel name is literally ESC Harry.
But I'm doing the intro.
Gotta get you in for a few videos and you think you've run this place. Welcome back to another video on the ESC Harry channel. I hope you're all doing very well indeed. Today, we will be reacting to Ziferblat, Bird of Prey, Ukraine's entry for Eurovision 2025. As with all my Super Saturday content in this section, I am joined by my lovely girlfriend Georgia, who is here this weekend. Please be nice to her in the comments. If you're not nice to her, I will find you and kill you.
Bit dramatic.
It is correct though. Now, as many of you are aware, I have already reacted to the Vidbeer songs for 2025. You can find that full reaction somewhere above her head. Not on her head. It's not on it. It's above her head. It's around there. You can see it, can't you, Georgia?
If I squint hard enough.
Yeah. It's somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. But yes, obviously, I've already heard Ziferblat's song. You haven't heard it in full properly, have you?
Not properly, no.
No, not properly. I think it might have appeared on EC Radio once or twice.
Yes.
Yes, so she doesn't know it properly, and neither of us have seen the live performance fully. We were watching other national finals during this Super Saturday. It's a busy day, guys. So in some ways, this will be a mixture of an analysis, somewhat of the song, but also an initial reaction to their live performance. But before we get into that reaction, make sure to like this video if you enjoy it, subscribe if you're new to EC Harry, and comment down below, what are your thoughts on Ukraine's entry for Eurovision 2025? With that being said, let's get to reacting. Okay, so hitting play in 3, 2, 1, go. I have to say, Ukraine's stage this year, very impressive considering the circumstances.
Definitely.
Now, for those that don't know, in case you didn't see the first video, Ziferblat did come second last year in Vidbeer, and now they've gone on one better. It is an intense opening, isn't it?
Yes. That first note really catches you, and then it goes immedely straight into
the LED looks a bit like the Netflix loading screen, doesn't it?
It does.
Not anymore, but when all the lines were coming in. It's a lovely garden. I don't know why birds are on the ground in the garden, but I mean, I think it'd be a bit too much maybe to ask for him to fly.
Maybe. Yeah.
Some impressive notes. I do quite like how they got different colours each. One thing I pointed out in my song reaction, it feels too intense for too long, doesn't it? It doesn't feel like there's a soft part at any point.
That, yeah.
Like, it's just hard to differentiate between sections to an extent.
I was going to say it is a very strong vocal though.
Oh, it's an incredibly strong vocal, but I just think there needs to be more light and dark. I think there's a point in the song, but it's near the end. Like, I'm just struggling to connect with it because it feels all one note.
Yeah, I get that. That is some strong instrumental.
That is. They borrowed Red Sebastian's lighting as well. I feel like we're going to say that for any pun.
That was a shot with him just looking up with the flowers. That was so nice.
See, this is the soft bit. Like, it's 2 minutes in, you know?
Yeah.
And it lasts like 10 seconds. I feel like because I haven't actually listened to this since my reaction video, I think I'm somewhat getting the hook a little bit more now, but I can't say I'm not loving it yet.
I definitely think it would be something that would grow on me.
I mean, it's got time.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the first songs revealed, and with it being a winner, we're going to listen to it a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
There is something enjoyable about the aesthetic.
My one thing is, does the aesthetic work because it's a smaller stage? How is that going to translate to the Eurovision stage?
That's true, although then again, Ukraine are decent, if not amazing, at elevating staging.
Very true.
Yeah. Anyway, that is our thoughts on Ukraine's entry for Eurovision 2025. So anyway, that was Ukraine's entry for Eurovision 2025. And Georgia, just to let you know some context, this came second in the jury vote, won the televote. So this was the overall pick. Sorry, Kayak, you won the jury, but televote not too keen on you. That's a shame. I think I prefer Kayak personally, but oh well, there's always next year for him. So Ziferblat, this is the 4th year, I want to say, in a row. No, 5th year in a row, Ukraine are sending a band or at least a multiple act group, if that makes sense. Multiple act group. All groups are multiple act. Words, Harry, words. What are your thoughts on Bird of Prey, what we just watched? Because this is the first time you've really taken it in.
It was a nice song. The staging worked quite well with it. There wasn't anything that really grabbed me. It would be one of those, I think, that's almost just there, which feels odd to say that it's just there for a Ukraine entry.
Very odd. That's sort of my thought on this. Very odd. I would say that this is a nice radio song.
Yes.
I wouldn't skip it if it was on the playlist, I don't think. But it's similar to my first reaction to it. Nothing really, it's too intense, I think, for too long. And I like intense moments in a song. But for it to work, I should say, there needs to be more, quieter moments, which you don't really get until near the end of the song, and that's 10 seconds. So the last chorus, that adds something to the last chorus, but there's 2 minutes before that last chorus. What do you think about the stage concept? You mentioned briefly, but let's say that they are likely going to elevate this live. Do you still like the theme of garden, peace, nature, that sort of vibe?
Definitely. I think that would be, again, an incredible staging. It would be nice to see that elevated live. I think this works on a small stage because it's a small garden.
Yeah.
And everyone's together, and it's quite nice in that. And would it lose that sense of togetherness in that little garden?
I suppose they could.
It's elevated on the stage, but again, it's Ukraine. We saw how incredibly they elevated the staging last year.
Oh, massively.
So
massively.
I have high hopes for how they're going to stage this.
I feel like you can have high hopes for any Ukraine song. I actually remember a period of time where I think Ukraine didn't send the greatest songs, but they sent good, but their staging made it great. This might fall into that category, who knows? I feel like they might use their extra stage, that Basel one, the additional one, not the main one, because then you can keep all the acts together.
Yeah.
So they might use that. But then again, that's more like a line, if I remember correctly, rather than a square circle. I don't know. They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. I quite like that theme as well, though. So you can roughly keep that, make sure it's elevated, though, live. And Ukraine are the masters of staging, so I'm sure they'll manage that. In terms of how this will do at Eurovision, now Ukraine are one of 2 countries that have a 100% qualification record. Admittedly, the other one is Luxembourg. They've only had to qualify once. It's still 2 countries. It is still 2 countries. Ukraine's record is a bit more impressive. I'm going to go on a limb here. This is not a certain qualifier.
I feel the same way as you. I feel like last year you knew that Jerry.
Oh, if that didn't qualify,
qualifying. You know that past years it's been surefire qualifiers.
Yes.
This one, I'm not too sure. I think it might struggle to stand out, especially in an 100% televote semi-final.
Yes.
That's the thing we have to consider here. If it had a jury, maybe it would be able to rely on the juries more.
I feel like if it made the final, this would be something juries appreciate, because the vocals we did say throughout that are really good.
It's just got to get there first. They're at 100% televote semi-final.
Yeah, I feel like there would be enough, because we've got to factor in likely stage elevation as well, and they do that very well. They're in the first half of semi-1, so a lot of people call that the semi-final def. We've got so little songs, we don't know what the semi-final def is, but just based on previous records of the other songs competing in there, I think this is the least likely qualifier going into the contest, I'm going to say, since 2012. And that is a testament to how good Ukraine have been. They have just sent a lot of good songs in between that. But that being said, I think it's still on the more likely side to qualify. I don't know what neighbours are in that semi-final. I know Lithuania's not in that semi-final, but Ukraine never usually rely on neighbours anyway. So I would lean more towards qualifier. You might be the same. I lean more towards qualifier, but this is the least likely Ukraine entry to qualify in some time. But it's still, for Ukraine, that still means a decent chance of qualifying. So yeah, it's not wow for us by Ukraine standards, I think it will still do okay. I would be surprised if this came top 10 though, I'll be honest.
Definitely. I feel like if it qualifies, it will be on that borderline 9th, 10th qualifier, and I can't see it making top 10 in the final if it gets there.
No. Maybe top 10 in jury, but I can't see necessarily televote appealing. Look, if we're wrong, sod it, we're wrong, okay? We're not experts here, Ukrainians, before you get annoyed at us. But yeah, that is, I would say, our overall thoughts on Ukraine. Good, but we maybe expect a little bit more from them. Anyway, that is our opinion on Ukraine, but remember, our opinion is not the correct one. It is just our opinion. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think about Ukraine? How do you think it will get on in Basel? Once again, make sure to like this video if you enjoy it and subscribe if you're new to ESC Harry so you do not miss any Eurovision 2025 content. All that's left me to say is I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you guys next time for another video on this channel.
Take care, guys.